Hello, screenwriters, and welcome to Writing for Screens, the screenwriting step-by-step project, episode 253. My name is Glenn Gers, and I come to you every Monday through Friday, if I can make it, at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time Zone, to let you look over my shoulder, share my screen as I write a script. I am doing this in order to teach a part of screenwriting that I think is under-taught, which is the process, the day-to-day, line-by-line process you go through when taking a bunch of abstract thoughts and feelings, trying to get them into an outline, thinking in scenes, turning that outline into a rough draft, and then rewriting that rough draft until it is a readable draft. That process is basic screenwriting. That is not how to write a great script. It's not how to write a script that'll sell. It's how to get the script into script form on the page. And that's the most important thing. That's the first thing. When you get stuck on any other thing, turn back to that, because that's what you need to do. If you don't have one of those steps in the process, go to that step. So that's what I'm trying to show you, is just let you watch over my shoulder as I do it, as I walk through it like a game walkthrough, so that you can see the tricks, the traps, things I do, in case they will be useful to you when you face the blank page. Now, everything that you do is going to be different. So all I'm trying to show you is some things that I learned in my 25-year career writing for TV and movies. There was no how-to about this, and I thought it might be nice to get something out there for those of you who are starting out, just to show you how some of it is done. It's not the right way, not the only way. Try it out. When you get stuck, try some of the things I'm doing, see if they help. If they don't do them. It's not like there's anyone saying this is how you have to do it. However you get it done is great. The main things that I have to teach you are not here. They are on my channel in the first 3 playlists. The first one is called Screenwriting Essentials. The second one is called Screenwriting Tools, Skills, and Craft. The third one is called The Process, Being a Writer. Those 3 playlists have a bunch of videos. The title is right there in the thumbnail. Great big colorful words so that you can't miss it. Subjects like genre, flashbacks, dramatic action. Whatever the topic is, I tried to boil it down to about a 10-minute video with some basic insights, techniques, tricks that might be useful for you. That's what I have to tell you. If there's anything you want to know about what I have to say, it's going to be there. Please go check it there. It's free. It's available 24/7 whenever you want to use it. That's it. That's what I have to offer. That's what I have to say. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go through, we are almost done with this process. We're almost done with these screenwriting step-by-steps. Then I'll just be doing other kinds of live streams. But right now, I am just polishing up the draft of the script. Thank you, Damien. Really appreciate that. That is very good. Hey, Ches, how are you? Hey, Jonathan, nice to see you. I am just starting to go through the script. I've gotten about 15 pages in. What I did was I printed it out. Some people do this. I do it. It helps me to look at it different ways. Sometimes I read it on my iPad. Sometimes I read it on the screen. Now and then, not often, when I really need to stop and think, I will print it out because it just feels different. The experience of reading gets shaken up, and I make marks on the page in red pen. I talk about different things I can do, fixing the lines line by line. So, is it early? Oh, yes, I guess the clocks only go back in the UK. Apparently, the clocks changed in the UK. Our clocks do not change until next weekend. Yeah, I don't know, but time-wise, it's 3 o'clock here in Los Angeles. Sorry, if it's not the right time. Okay, so Boom, 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 boom. So what I'm doing now is just going through the script, and these notes I made, like that one. There we go. See how I did some like scribbling in and crossing out. So gotta say I'm with Norman. Boom. That's the cat groomer leaving. Hi, Nacho. Good to see you. All right. So I'm with them. This is not okay. And I'm going to take out gotta say. Boom. I'm with Norman. This is not okay. I think we're facing a generational issue. I'm sorry, no. This is effed up. This is effed up. I like to pretend we're detectives and all, but I'm sorry, no, this is not okay. This is not okay. I like to pretend we're detectives and all, but now we're messing with people's lives. We can't do this. We can't do this. I'm out. I just I need to. I hate to do this because I hate. I'm sorry. No, this is not okay. I like to pretend we're detectives and all, but now we're messing with people's lives. I'm out. No, we can't do this. We can't do this. You know what? I'm going to take this one because what I'm going to do here is it's a little too abrupt. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding someone saying, wait a second. Hold on, Carol. No. No, this is, but I'm sorry, no, this is not okay. I like to pretend we're detectives and all, but now we're messing with people's lives. I'm not. Hold on. No, we can't do this. We can't do this. There we go. Just a. All right. No, I have loved his other scripts, his other productions. I loved Three Billboards. I actually loved Seven Psychopaths, and certainly in Bruges. So I am looking forward to it. Banshees of Inisherin. Okay, hold on. This shouldn't be. This is he's a meth dealer. It's emphasis. This is just a minor point. To my mind, capital letters means volume, loudness, shouting. Underlining means emphasis. In theory, underlining and italics are the same thing, but I think if you really want to show emphasis, underlining is a good way. Okay. Damien, what is your opinion about is any writer can create a future? I mean, programming future. By his idea is become in real life, not by him or somebody else, just accidentally. I am not sure I understand the question. Partly, I think there's an English translation issue, but when you say, like, are you saying that you think that the writing will change the future? In other words, his idea in real life, and if so, do you mean by someone reading it? I'm not exactly sure what you mean. So try and say it again in a different way. See if I can get it. Hi, Gene. My basic take on that, by the way, Damien, would be that I believe that writing does influence people and things, but not as much as writers and people in the entertainment industry would like to think, sadly. Okay. Yeah, I believe that it's certainly, it can't be denied that writing can influence social conditions or individuals, but it's very unreliable how much and when. Now and then you'll get somebody like Upton Sinclair wrote a novel called The Jungle about slaughterhouses, the conditions in slaughterhouses, which I believe actually brought about a consciousness which changed some legislation on safety and health in the slaughterhouses. But that's a very specific, targeted, like, now and then you will have a novel which will, or a movie or a show, which will reveal to the audience a part of society which they have not been exposed to or not taken seriously, can humanize people that are otherwise not seen as human. That's certainly true, but if you accept that, then you also have to accept the responsibility that you could be normalizing things that shouldn't be normalized. And one of the things that I am not sure about is how much that happens. The truth is, the world has gotten more violent when, in the years that violence became more prevalent on screen. I don't know if there's a direct cause and effect. It could be that the screen was simply reflecting reality better. I also know that people who say, oh, so-and-so watched this and therefore did this, are overestimating the power of art to directly control people's behavior. That does not happen. It can happen with certain individuals who can be influenced certain ways by certain works of art, but that's an individual case. You can't say, because this is violent and this person did the violence, and they may have even done the violence copying that behavior, that therefore that caused it. They could have been looking for an example to follow, and they would have found another one. One of my favorite examples of this actually is in the movie Clockwork Orange. This is not a big spoiler, but in Clockwork Orange, there's a violent teenage gang member. Alex is the main character, and he is given a treatment to remove his violent instincts as an alternative to jail. He's given that choice. And one of the things that happens is, while he's in jail, when he is not allowed to be violent and rampage as he was, he becomes an assistant to the chaplain at the prison, so that he can read the Bible, because there's so much violence in the Bible, and he loves to read the violent parts of the Bible because it stirs up his violent instincts. So just a point to talk about the ways that we all would think, oh, good stuff and bad stuff has good and bad effects. I don't think that you can definitely say that. Some people would be so turned off by the bad behavior of people in fiction that they would it would stop that. So I don't think it's an easy answer. I do believe that there is some effect, but I don't believe that it's an easy. I think it's more of an individual responsibility of artists. I don't like the idea, which was prevalent in Hollywood from the 1930s through the 1960s, where there were very, very strict rules about what could and couldn't be shown. And one of the things that was like you couldn't commit a crime and get away with it. I don't believe that had any effect whatsoever on crime going down. But on the other hand, a movie studio or a movie maker might very well say, I don't want to show people get away with crime. I don't feel like I want to dramatize and glorify that. I don't know. It's very tricky. The whole point of tragedy is to show a a tragic downfall, a tragic result of a thing that which we believe is not good. Following some instinct or belief too far may lead to a tragic consequence. You would sort of want to show that then. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Yes, apparently something went on with the clocks in at least the United Kingdom, I believe. I'm not sure. Are you UK, Thumper? I'm hearing people saying maybe it's the EU, although you guys got Brexited. So I don't know what's going on. I know that our clocks have not changed yet. It is currently 3:16 Los Angeles time, which is the time I'm always here. So there you go. All right. As for the responsibility of writing to create, I will tell you this. I once thought of, and this is a true story. I thought of a story which involved a terrorist plot, which was, I think, brilliant. It was difficult and expensive, but brilliant. And I never wrote it, partly just because it was too hard to write without some belief. I don't know. I'm not sure why I wrote it, but I know that one of the main things that was on my mind was, I don't know that I want to put this out there where, in case somebody hadn't thought of it, they might read it and go, whoa, that's a good idea. So I did not write that, even though it was a freaking brilliant terrorist plan. Anyway, you crazy British people, we'll catch up to you next week. See you then. All right. And also, I remember I was working on Mad Money, which actually was based on a British TV movie called Hot Money, which is very good. I liked it a lot. Anyway, they asked me to do the American adaptation. I did it. It was called Mad Money because I thought of that, and it was good. Anyway, in that, a group of 3 women who have low-level jobs at the Federal Reserve Bank steal millions and millions of dollars. And the question was researching whether I could research how one would actually steal this money from the Fed. And then the other thing is, I pointed out when somebody said, do you want to research that? What would be the point? If I did figure out some way to steal money from the Fed, I wasn't going to put it in a movie. That would be dumb. So anyway, so I just made it up. The mechanism by which they steal the money, which is damn clever, I will say, in the movie Mad Money. I am very proud of my craftiness in how they figured out how to steal the money from these carts with locks on them. And I made it all up. It's all made up. Okay. Okay. Now, I so badly want to cut this down by 2 words, but I don't think I can. It just bothers me that it runs onto the second line, but I can't see a word that I can get rid of. I could get rid of very, but it's not going to do the job. Well, does it have to be a large pistol? Yeah, it should be a large pistol. How about this? Let's get rid of very. And this is dumb. It does not matter. Just for me personally, there's something about sometimes just something just runs too long. Well, at least I got rid of very. That helps. Decisively is important. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Okay. Upset at himself, not annoyed. I was acting it out, by the way, in case you wonder what I was doing. I was acting out the moment. I do that a lot. I will act out what people are doing. Okay. Steps out and flips out is not good. So I'm just going to make this emerges. Okay, that's good. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, here's the thing. I say he takes a van, takes the beat up cargo van. Later on, I have him in a pickup truck. So I need to go through this entire script. There we go. I need to go through this entire script and find the word truck. And it gets out of his truck, out of his... Oh, you know what? I can do this here. Van. I'm putting a replace, find and replace van. Walks to his van. Okay, now this is okay. She is making the truck backing up sound. That's okay. Find next. Awestruck. No, that's okay. I don't want it to be os van. Do I go at the beginning? Yes, but that's okay. All right, we're good. Now, okay. I believe we're done. All right, and now I can go back where? Okay. Do I want this to be saddlebag? Originally, I was going to give him a motorcycle into a small duffel. Small duffel. Carrying his duffel bag. All right, good. See, we've gotten things accomplished. Now, okay, I need to add, does an action scene written in large caps? No, I will tell you, this caps thing, this all caps, you mean that, right? You don't mean this. This is a scene description line, or what they call a scene heading. Technically, that's part of a script format, or it's also called a slug line. That's just a slang term for in the industry. That should be in all caps. When I do this all caps here in the text, that is simply me trying to focus the mind's eye, the attention of the mind on details. It is a screenwriting trick, device. It is irrational. It is common. You can do it or not. Actually, in some scripts I do it, and some scripts I don't. It sort of depends on the tone of voice I want to have. But the truth is, people get used to reading it, and all it means is like, hey, pay attention to this. There is no rule for it. There is no, like, why do I say sound system? I don't know. I felt like it was important to me to emphasize these details, because this whole scene is going to be based on the idea that she's turning up the music really, really loud. Okay. Nearby. I wanted to add framed photographs with from different eras of George's life. Quite a few from his job as bartender at Kaleidoscope Bar in town. Madeline and George on a New York street in 1991. Oops. Into the house, venturing further into. Okay, so what I was doing here was just I wanted to add a little description of the things that she's looking at because they are emotionally affecting her. Oh, I'm sorry, Victoria. I don't know if I answered this correctly. Would you write an action scene in all caps? No, absolutely not. Hello, Blaine. You wouldn't write the whole scene in caps, but now and then you might capitalize. Like, for instance, there's a fight scene coming up. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here's a fight. We have a fight here. Okay. Norman turns to flee. Dundowski lunges, slamming the door shut as Norman tries to open it, slamming Norman into it. See, I capitalize certain things like boom, right in your face. Grabbing a can of coffee. I want them to see the can of coffee. It's kind of a mental close-up. So that's where you might use capitals. It's a way of admittedly, I just said capital letters, and I meant in dialogue, but capital letters are kind of shouting. And in a way, I'm shouting when I describe it that way. So I'm kind of shouting framed photographs, but in visual terms, when this gets filmed, that will be a close-up. So does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I have actually answered this. The answer is there's not a full rule. You should be describing in the mental flow of the action, which means, like in my fight there, I describe the different hits that they're making on each other, but I'm not going to describe exactly how high their bodies go or what, you don't want to over describe, but you do need to imagine and describe what you imagine in enough detail to create the distinctive quality of the action. For instance, is it balletic and graceful, or is it clumsy and weird? Like my fight is a clumsy fight. So I describe the things that are particularly clumsy and awkward. Yes, I do. I have close to 20 that I am just finishing the scripts for, and will be start making and try and release one a week, starting, I don't know, probably around Thanksgiving-ish. So yeah. Victoria, as well, I believe, let's just take a quick, I believe I did a video about details in, I believe it was details in description, but that would also, I believe, I did a couple. I have done a couple of videos, which I will put in the description, okay? in the description of this video, about 10 minutes after I am done with this video, I will put links to a couple other videos where I discuss this in detail, because I did in a few other times. Yes, the opening of a James Bond movie probably, I would guess, would be about 3 or 4, 5 pages. Depends on how much is happening. That's the answer is yes. You would want to describe what happens. Actually, there's probably scripts around of James Bond movies. So if you search James Bond movie script PDF in your internet, in your search engine, which may or may not be Google, search James Bond movie scripts PDF. You may find some, and you may actually see how they did it. Also, just search action movie scripts PDF and see. You may find some scripts of famous action movies, and you can get that. Cool, good. Me too. I am looking forward to that. Okay, so all right. I didn't want to make it hesitantly examines, flips through the clutter of papers. Okay, clutter of bills and papers. There we go. Okay. This is all fine, but then this here, you see how I left that bold? That's because it's not done. I have to decide. This is one of the things I am giving information. Hold on. I am going to quickly take a look at Google Maps because it's easiest. Okay. Pennsylvania. Okay. The state of Pennsylvania, I'm quickly looking at what the major freeways are to Akron. It's the 76, the I-76. Oh wait, he's already in Akron. So he's going east on 76. There we go. Okay. To I-76 east. Your estimated travel time to 5601 Grimley Road in town. Oh gosh. What's the name of the town? In Sparksville, Pennsylvania is, yes, your estimated travel time is 2 hours, 11 minutes. There we go. Okay. This is all nonsense, but now I have just given an address and the name of the town. No, girls XYZ, I ban you. I ban you from this site. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Oh, you didn't see me right there. Okay. I wrote this. I wrote that I-76 East, and then your estimated travel time to, and then I just made up an address, which one day I would check and see if there really is a Grimley Road and if there really is a Sparksville, Pennsylvania. I don't think there is. So yeah, it's automated. I don't think they chose me for my my luring people to. So there's just, I'm just live when they came botting. All right. Okay, so screw you, George. I have a life. I think I moved that. Okay, I'm not staying here to clean up. I have a life. I have a life. What were you thinking calling out us earlier? Your whole stupid damn life with stupid gestures. Didn't you get tired of? Oh no, was that it? A way out with a bang? Please tell me you didn't want this. So she's like, I wanted to mention here the idea that what if George kind of had a death wish? What if in fact he killed himself to try to make it look like he had figured out the killer? Because that's going to be one reason that they don't take it seriously, that he has evidence. Okay. We know who he is. We don't have to say. Boom. Okay. And I'm going to make it all caps. Boom. Dun, dun. This joke didn't land for me. I thought it was a bad joke. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. My sister, our sister. This is, it's already a fairly long speech. Now, this is something you should know. This is a long speech. People. This is a long time for a character to talk in a contemporary movie. And there was just this joke here. Let me show it to you. See? Okay. My sister. He said, "Okay, our sister got the bedroom. Now she's a nun. My sister, the sister." And I thought, it just didn't strike me as good. Okay. Chess. Do you tend to think about story structure earlier in the process? Yeah. I would say this is one of those things where, what are you worried about? The main thing is, like, at some point you'll have to structure your story. Do you need to do that early on? No. Do you need to worry about, like, what kind of story you're going to tell? No, you can decide that later. If, however, you get the feeling just, this would be really good, like, told in flashbacks from when this guy is sitting in confession, great, whatever. There's no right or wrong time to consider character or story or structure or whatever. It doesn't matter how these things come to you. There is this is so important. I'm going to show you my face. One of the worst things that writing teaching promulgates is the concept that it's a linear progress, that writing is something where you go through this phase, then you do this phase, then you do this phase. It is not ever like that. Okay. You are constantly taking bits of different phases and doing them at different times. And sometimes, as you've seen me do, going backwards and saying, okay, I'm in the middle of writing this scene and I don't know what the scene's about. So I'm going to stop and go to the outline. And I'm going to think about this scene in an outline-y kind of frame of mind and then re-outline it and then write it. This happens all the time. I believe a preview of one of those upcoming videos, that the actual creative process, if you wanted to picture it, is not a line, it's not a staircase, it's a spiral. You keep going around and around, but moving a little closer in towards the center. But you can only do that by going around, because every time you go around, you see it from different perspectives and you come back through certain areas again and again. That's the creative process. So don't worry if you like do it, like, oh, I didn't, I mean, yeah, it would, it would seem like it would be better to do the outline before the script, but truthfully, sometimes you do half the outline and you kind of get a rough outline, and then you do a rough script, and then you stop and you go back and you do the outline in more detail. It's just not important to think of these things as these are the steps you go through. You're not building a car. And even if you were building a car, you're hand building it, so you don't have to build it like a factory. The answer is, the only important thing is that you get to all the steps sometime. But you might write an entire script and then figure out who the main character is. I mean, to me, I would naturally start to think about that question earlier, but maybe you don't have to. It's just not important. Spiral around and eventually you'll get through everything. Indeed, our solar system is creative in that sense. Yeah, it really, and I understand why. If somebody's trying to create a course or a book or a series of lessons, they're like, okay, you do this, then you do this, then you do this. That's not actually how the creative process works. That's how the process of teaching something in a book goes. So you have to remember that that's to their advantage as a teacher. It's not to your advantage as a creative person to have to do it in that order. Now and then, if you're working in the business, they will have an order they want. They will say, do an outline, do a character sketch, whatever it is. Then if you're being paid, you do what they tell you. Okay. No, I'm back tomorrow. No, I'm back tomorrow. I can't let this take over my whole thing. I can't let this take over. It's a whole house. It's a whole house. I put that little dash there to suggest that she's kind of groping for the word. It's a whole like house. Holy crap. I'm just going to have people come box it up. Box it all up. All right, this is all good. This is one of my favorite scenes, actually. I just think it's great. Oh, maybe no. I don't know what there we go. Just, that was a couple extra words we did not need. I love this scene for how simple this dialogue is. It's like 2 or 3 words per line. And this is one of the things. Different people have different ways of talking. So while Xena talks 1,000 words in a sentence, Kyle and Madeline talk, poison, right? Very few words, and yet I think there's a lot going on. Pick up. Did we see? Pick up. That's no good. Okay. Find. Pick up. Van. Find next. Boom. Replace. Gets out of his. Oh, I can't replace. Match case. Boom. Replace. No, that didn't work. Yeah. Okay. Dundosi's pick up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just find and replace these. Yeah. And then I'm going to do pick up. Vans, lowercase, and match case. Okay, there we go. All right, so that pickup thing, that's one of those things you have to go through. All right. All right. Wait. Oakdale. Okay, this is now Sparksville. Spraxville. That's wrong. Sparksville. Okay. Look, we're moving quite along. The writing here in the middle of this script, I think, is pretty solid. Okay, Norman. Seeing Dundosky. Okay. Once I added this, it didn't make sense to have a paragraph break before Paralyzed with Fear, because originally it was just freezes and I just wanted to end on freezes. But now that I wanted to point out the reason he freezes, there we go. Okay, now this description is all good, I think. By the way, once again, you can find a PDF of this script here on Writing for Screens on my website. This is a illustration of, if you go, you'll get to this purple screen, you go down to the yellow screen, keep going down, and you will get to this screen. And it says, it's got all these big square rectangular buttons. If you click the button that says Creative, you will get to a page which says something along the lines of drafts and this outlines for, I believe I've changed it to Crime Crackers. Anyway, you'll find all the drafts of the outline and the script here, in case you want to look at what I'm doing, because I'm just rushing through this. Here we go. Okay, so we're on page 28. Spam telephone call. Ah, okay. Yeah, we got, okay, here's where, cut that. I don't think we need keeping Norman back. I don't think we need she is. I'm taking out those dashes. Yeah, that's not bad. People will give directions in colors. I'm just little trims, line the words shut up. Who is Mr. I don't need the underline there. She can say it how she likes. And who is Mr. Dundosky? Oh, here, standing so close. Face to face isn't really that necessary. Boom. Very good. Look at that. We are rocking through. We're on page 31. I will just throw these pages away. There we go. Okay. No. I'm embedded because I think some. Okay, here my note here is reuse pitch from the repair scene, right? Because what I wanted to give is the sense that he has a spiel that he gives, like at a moment's notice, he's got a prepared speech about what his book is about. So I'm just going to do a quick find, repair. Okay, case, boom. There, repairista. Okay. Right, so this is the line. Copy, then find, embed. For a book I'm writing. For a book I'm writing. I'm a journalist. Writing a book about it. Embedded. My book is about. I'm embedded because my book is about. Because my book is about. Something monstrous is happening. Because my book is about. I'm embedded because my book is about the death sentence. Something monstrous is happening. I don't think he says something. Something monstrous has happened to the world. We don't even see it. We don't even notice it. We don't even something monstrous has happened to our world and we don't even see it. Yeah, see it. I'm embedded because my book is about the death throes. Is happening live on the internet. Okay, because my book is about the death spiral of civilization in the 21st century, which is happening live on the internet. Something monstrous has happened to our world, and we don't even see it. Digital culture and tech philosophy took over everything because it's making money, and no one is questioning whether it's a good philosophy. Crowdsourcing, abdication, responsibility, destruction of society is an accidental consequence of making everything easy and equal. Making everything easy and fun. I wanted this, first of all, I wanted this to be like the definitive lecture, and also I want it to be long enough that she can really fall asleep. Everything easy and fun for everybody. Everybody. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. No. If you let go. There we go. That's good. All right, that's not bad. I think we're doing pretty good. Okay, that's good. This maneuver was bothering me, but I think his next maneuver is kind of funny because they're talking here about dangerous maneuver, and he says, you can say the word maneuver. So here I want him to say, try to figure out his next word, his next move, but I use the word maneuver because it's been a joke. So it's a little joke within the text to the reader. A subtle. It's It's just a way of, like, you should try and make your writing entertaining. Okay, so bada boom, bada bing. There we go. Since my next section has all this scribbling on it, I think I'll save that for next time. Which, by the way, will not be tomorrow. It will be Thursday. Got an appointment tomorrow in the afternoon. Can't make it. So I will see you guys, folks, y'all, Thursday, 3 p.m., which is different in the UK, apparently. And then we're all going to get messed up next week because I'm going to be on American Daylight Savings Time. So in the meanwhile, I hope you all have yourselves fabulous Wednesdays, and I will see you. Thank you so much. Go write something.